Let's get into the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Let's head over into the drone newsosphere with Jeff Sills and find out what's going on. We got a lot of news today. What's happening, Jeff?
You two just gabbing away there. I mean, good Lord.
Blah, blah, like a couple of ladies. Oh, wait, that was generalizing. I apologize. Even though it's true.
Hang on, I got to see if I can get through this script this week.
Yeah.
Tonight's drone news is brought to you by GPC Custom Drone Cases, providing you with the highest quality professional cases, so your investment is always protected when it's not in the air. Custom cases are also available by request. GPC, designed for life, be original, be blue. Use discount code TNL10 for a 10% discount on all purchases at goprofessionalcases.com. Link in the description.
Absolutely. And don't forget, right after the news, we've got 3 of these puppies to give away, and we'll do that with the dial-up modem game. It's going to be a good one today. Yeah. So.
All right. So CES 2021 is in full effect, and this week, Sony finally brought forth their new drone, the Air Peak. We had a preview of this a couple of weeks back, but this is the first time we've actually gotten a chance to see this drone in action. Now, the specifics for the drone are still sort of hush-hush. I mean, there's not a lot of details as to like the components, etc. But it is a big drone, as you can tell. It is definitely using more pro-focused, model cameras, and this is going to be an amazing little system.
Yeah. What's the price on that, there, Jeff?
There's no word yet released on pricing as of yet. The company's targeting for a spring release of the system, and even though like DJI owns like a majority stake in Hasselblad, you can bet that Sony's going to be using a lot of their Sony purposed cameras and equipment in this thing to promote the drone. Even in the video, the car that they're filming is a very special car. It's a Vision S concept car that the company unveiled this time last year.
Okay. I heard
I want that other car with the giant crane camera on it.
Oh, yeah. Car. I heard the price is going to be well into the 5 figures.
I heard 42,000. That's not a joke.
Well, I mean, you look at this thing. This is not your hobbyist drone. This is definitely a professional drone. It's going to be competing with the Matrice 800
do we
series and stuff.
Do we want to spend that much money on a Matrice? Man, that's precious that Sony went ahead and made their own Matrice. They could have just bought one. I'm being a dick. It's kind of like a Matrice. Isn't it kind of the Matrice, though? I mean, it is, right? Pretty much.
Gotta love the fact that the Japanese and the Chinese like to, tug it out a little bit. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next in the news, we have an engineer that decided it would be a great idea to turn pineapple leaves into biodegradable drone parts.
The most important thing of this particular design is we are using agricultural waste, which is we are transforming the leaf of the pineapple fiber into a fiber, and that particular fiber, who has been seeing that this fiber can be used for aerospace application, basically in inventing a drone.
According to researchers, drones made from natural materials or biocomposites are tougher, lighter, cheaper, and easier to dispose of. Tarek says the drones are currently able to fly up to about 1,000 meters high and stay in the air for about 20 minutes. The pineapple waste comes from farmers in the Hulu Langat district, who would usually discard or burn the pineapple leaves after harvest. But now, farmers like Irwan Ishmael can sell their agricultural waste to bolster their income.
That's awesome, and everybody in the world thinks it's awesome, except for, I'm being told, one guy, he has square pants, and he lives in a pineapple under the sea. A guy named Bob is the only guy that doesn't like that. Apparently it affects his housing in some way.
Oh, dear Lord. All right. So the police in Chula Vista, California, have been able to use a drone in the assistance of arresting a 17-year-old suspect who was believed to have been involved in a shooting earlier this week. The teenager allegedly shot a man while trying to steal his car that was involved in a hit and run. So when the 911 call came in, the police department showed up, and once on the scene, the victim told police that he had witnessed the hit and run and followed the car that caused it. The police department was able to put a drone up spot the car, then captured the man exiting the car with a gun. And they followed him and used the drone to, I guess, get the police department to surround him and safely capture this guy. And they found the loaded handgun in his pocket when they arrested him. So the drone was able to, I guess, make the apprehension of somebody who obviously had proven themselves to be a very risky individual far safer, not only for the people around him, but also for the police department, police officers themselves.
We're hearing more and more about police departments using consumer level drones.
Yes.
And that's great. That's great, because a lot of police departments, they don't have the budget for the matrices and the expensive big drones.
The simple fact that I keep running across multiple stories of these drones being used to put officers out, keep officers in a safer environment, to not risk their lives having to breach doors and such like that. It just, I'm very happy to see what we love to fly all the time being used in such a positive manner.
Absolutely. Yep. And by the way, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, but I'm pretty sure I captured a UFO.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. You sent me a picture. You texted me a picture, but you said you have video as well?
Yeah, here's the picture really quick. Okay, that's all you get.
Definitely a UFO.
Yeah. I don't know. I was watching it thinking it was something else, and then it morphed, and I'll share it. I'll share it later.
All right.
All right. So I don't know what happened, but apparently somebody at DJI decided it'd be a great idea to share their new V2 FPV goggles on the DJI store ahead of the launch date. So, needless to say, the DJI FPV goggles V2 at $569 will be available, I guess, here sometime in the future.
So they're putting these out ahead of the DJI FPV quad, and these are apparently OcuSync 3.
Yeah.
And they look the same. I watched the review that Nerk did, in fact, and they look the same, but it's got its own proprietary battery now, and you can also use a 6S battery. And here's Kelly to tell you what that means.
It's one better than the 5R. They upgraded to the 6S a few months ago. Pretty soon the 7T will be out, and boy, when that thing comes out, it's going to be.
Kelly.
Yeah. Yes.
I do the news. Thank you very
Sorry.
much.
No,
back to you.
All right.
What he said,
So,
what he said was nonsense.
The battery in the box supports 110 minutes of flight when the goggles are fully charged.
Okay.
So good stuff.
And
speaking of
the difference between 6S, 4S, 3S, and all that is just voltage, and so you can use any battery pretty much on the goggles between 3S and 6S. So that's good for FPV people.
Yeah. Speaking of FPV, there was recently an FPV dive on the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wouldn't you love to do that? How tall?
Especially at night.
How tall is that building, Jeff?
That particular building is almost 1,000 feet, 304.8 meters tall. The building itself, I think, at the highest point stands 2,722 feet.
Holy crap! I wouldn't stand up there, let alone jump off of it. They're always skydiving and jetting around and doing all kinds of cool stuff in Dubai, aren't they?
Yeah, that thing is 1,000 feet taller than the Freedom Tower in New York City.
But the skydivers are falling at a faster rate than the FPV quad can, so either they did this a few times, or wow, that was really cool.
The divers have a little bit more mass than the quad does, so they, are going to fall a little bit faster with gravity.
Do you know that's not true?
Of course not.
They proved that on the moon, that mass doesn't matter, by dropping a hammer and a feather.
Yeah, if you're in an environment with no oxygen or resistance of any fashion whatsoever. So if they want to do this test on the moon, more power to you.
Yeah.
And yes, and the parachutists will both hit the dirt dead in space.
Somebody call Elon Musk. They got to do that.
Okay. All right. So we reported in the past about a man that was accused of flying a drone into a prison. In fact, we've reported on multiple people flying drones into the prisons. But in Perth, Scotland, this particular man has received his punishment. He is going to be jailed for 6 months after being paid to fly phones into a maximum security prison. He crashed the drone, unfortunately, before it was able to deliver the devices into the HMP Edinburgh prison.
Edinburgh.
So not okay, Edinburgh.
Is it? How is it spelled? We want to be sure because we got some people.
E-D-U-R-G-H.
That's Edinburgh.
Okay,
Or Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Right? UK people? Am I wrong? Right? Come on.
I'm from Texas. It's Edinburgh. Anyway, so it's believed the man who flew the drone from a nearby bakery in November. The lawyers stated that he was offered a very large sum of money to do the delivery by somebody whose boyfriend was actually in the prison. So he wasn't actually involved in it. He just happened to be a drone pilot who thought he could make a buck.
Well, is he going to go in the same prison to where he was flying the thing?
I have no idea, but it would be solely justified.
That would be fantastic. Now, how is he going to bring the phones in now? And what kind of phone? If you had to keister a phone, like which? Remember this little phone I got you for Christmas, Kelly?
Yeah. You got the little phone for Kelly, so that you can use those.
You can get a half a dozen in there, or
Wow.
or one Galaxy S20.
Okay, no. Enough. You guys got to stop. No. He'll go on a
Oh, it's for you. Hold on. Hey,
this is my news show. This is what happens.
Hey, moderators, let's stop giving Colin a chance. Let's just bye-bye, Colin. Sorry, Colin. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Thank you, moderators.
All right. So residents in Dalian, China have come up with a rather smart solution to take out the trash as the company endures yet another wave of COVID-19 lockdowns. This particular resident has chose to use his drone to drop the package off on the ground, and apparently he's using an Inspire 1 to do it. The video of the trash worker hit Weibo earlier this week, and I guess as you get into these situations and you're stuck in your house for extended period of time, you just have to figure out some way of getting the trash out. I guess throwing it out the window is probably not really an option.
Yeah, but if you look closely, you can see the outline of a GoPro Karma in that bag.
Ah, come on.
Speaking of which, let's take out the garbage.
It still works. Wait, we've seen a lot of things.
It's light. The lights are on.
We've gone swimming. Your lights are still on. Let's have this last hurrah together. Are you ready, baby? All right.
You gonna break it?
Karma. It's been fun. Fly, you're
Karma.
free. You're free.
You're so good at drones.
He walks away.
Now look at this. He still has the plastic on it.
Look,
On the
it's still
Wow.
on.
Starts going.
It's still on. It says there's a stabilizer error. When a creek wants a drone, there's a solid one.
That's
Mine
awesome.
still flies. I test it about once every 3 months.
You still fly yours?
No, I said mine still flies.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
there's another option.
No, I still take my Phantom 3 out. Phantom 3 standard. Still take it out and fly it all the time.
Let me know in the chat. Does anybody watching still own a Karma?
Hang on, I gotta type something in the chat.
Okay.
All right. So Ehang has released some more information. They really are the company to watch when it comes to these autonomous passenger drones. They really are sort of steps and light years ahead of most of their competition. But they released a video recently showing the use of these drones in Zhuhai, China. And this is, these are the taxis, the passenger carrying taxis they're going to use.
Are people piloting these things, Jeff, from the inside, or is it automated?
No,
Because
the system itself has the ability for autonomous flight. In other words, they put in the location where they want to go to, and it uses GPS and will fly you to that location and land.
okay.
There is the ability to take control of the Ehang in case you need to. And if I'm not mistaken, like the cargo variant that they have of this has the ability for remote flight as well as autonomous flight.
Okay, because when someone's piloting it, technically it's not a drone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at a technical level, it's not a drone. In this case, the taxi version of this, you can see that they're not using the controls. They're just sitting in this thing and taking it for a ride.
I would not be able to do that. As much as I would trust it, and Ehang seems like a reputable company, I'm a control freak. I'd want to have, what, like a little kid, you give a little kid a plastic steering wheel in the car. I'd at least want one of that. Like, I'd want a placebo control stick so that at least I think I'm doing something.
Somebody in the chat just said that Ehang stock has gone through the roof.
Yeah, they just became a public company. They're on.
They're selling these things in Dubai. They're selling these things in other countries. They're even going to have them here in the United States. They've done demonstrations for various states for being able to use these as taxis and cargo services and etc. And because Ken, you love motorcycles so much, I seriously would imagine you getting a hold of one of these things just to figure out if you could make it go fast and go fly out over that lake.
I think.
You would. You would.
What do you got to lose? You got no wife. You got no kids. You just got a stinking dog. Get an Ehang and get out there.
Good point. Good point. What do I have to live for?
It would have to be. It would have to be painted green. Obviously with stripes.
So he could wear his Kawasaki leather jacket from 1987 while he's riding it.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's 1997.
Oh, was it 97? My bad, dude.
Well, speaking of speed, recently some FPV pilots have decided it'd be a great idea to go chasing Snowcross guys who race their snowmobiles.
This is awesome.
Oh, that's great.
How dangerous is it to be one of those dudes, though, Because if you fall off, then you're going to get run over by 10 of them.
Well, yeah, if you're racing the ice bikes with the spikes, in the tires, that's one thing. But these things, if you get hit by them, that's a giant thing with treads, So
well, some of them, the ones that run on ice, I don't know if they're running spikes on this, but they're very dangerous. The tracks on there.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so. But the weight of these things and the simple fact that getting slammed by one of those is probably going to hurt considerably.
That was close.
Yeah.
Soft.
Here's something fun to Google. Not now because you're watching TNL, but later. Google snowmobile or snow machine, as they call them in the north. Snow machine tries to cross water.
Yes. I love that video.
There's hundreds of them.
Yes.
And when it's winter or even spring, they're like, "Hey man," and I know it's north, but they're still talking like that. "Hey man, look, we're not doing nothing else. Lake ain't froze. Think I can make it across? Hold my beer." I love those. And then the surprised look on their face as their snow machine goes sinking down the river or whatever. Yeah, I got no sympathy.
All right. So next we have some footage that was recently captured and shared in one of the news stories. The Rowan Mountains in North Carolina. A guy was out hiking along the edge and caught this amazing footage of the clouds rolling over the top of the mountain.
Wow.
Nice.
Who was that dude that painted the clouds? Bob Ross. And now we're gonna paint the happy little clouds next to the happy tree across the street from the happy train that you can clearly hear is passing my house. You hear the freaking train at my house?
Yeah. Loud
man.
Tonight.
I've tried to arrange it with him. I said, "Look, can you just go, either before 7 or after, But no, this is beautiful. That's good stuff.
Yeah, as from a cinematography aspect, the pilots like DJI pilots and stuff, they see something like that. That's a $1 million shot for them. They love that kind of stuff.
That's a good one.
So, all right, this next one brought Ken Dono to mind. I just don't know why. Every single time I hear anything Autel Robotics, I kept thinking of Ken Dono. So Autel Robotics has released information that they are now offering a care support for drones Their care program is designed for the Evo 2 lineup, so the Evo 2 and the Evo 2 Pro. The care program allows customers to receive 2 replacement drones at a highly discounted price with expedited processing times, free shipping, and it also covers water damage. So, big news for anybody with an Autel.
Oh, that is good. Now, do you have to recover the body like like DJI, or if you lose it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. The information on that. The care package itself is $179 for the Evo 2. The Pro is $189, and you can get the care program. I don't know if it's on new purchases or if there's any retroactivity to it. I don't see anything listed here in my notes on this one.
That's okay.
But yeah, no, the simple fact that the Autel pilots, the people that use those Autel drones, now have a care system or a care package, I think that's great news for them. I would like to see more manufacturers of these type of complex drones doing something similar to that.
Whoa, we got some breaking news. Breaking news! This just in. $50 from Rob Camarda. Thank you very much. Wow. Sorry to derail your rambling there, Jeff, but thank you, Rob. Bob Ross inspired quote. We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. Ah, that's nice. Thank you so much. And while we're at it, let's thank Droning Harry. Thank you, Droning Harry, for $10. Appreciate it. Hey, buddy, silent no longer. Thank you very much, Harry. Harry is a very prolific commenter on all of the videos, and I read them all. I do. Media Mike, thanks, Media Mike. $10. He doesn't say anything, but here is Kelly with what Media Mike wanted to say.
That new Kelly Green emoji is the greatest thing to ever happen to me in my life. I can go to bed happy now after the show is over.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just entering the arena right now is Jimmy J with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey Ken, awesome custom chat emoji of Kelly. Doesn't Jeff deserve one now too? You guys rock.
Jeff, are you jealous that I got one before you?
No, sir. You're perfectly welcome to have one before me because I already know what Ken's going to use for mine.
I was going to bring that up later. Breaking news and breaking heart.
Yeah, I don't know if that would fit in a, but I have to go through. I have to go through the Emoticon consortium in order to get these approved. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I've been working a year to get.
That's fine. That's cool by me. Yeah. All right. So next in the news, we have the Linchpin Drone Contest. This was a contest that was created to generate software and hardware systems that allow what they call a linchpin drone to fly. One of the contest entries made a heck of a first impression. This is a drone that can literally go anywhere.
So here I am back with the Omnicopter flying outside this time. So this is a vehicle that can fly in any direction. And
look at that.
If you saw my last video, there's a bit of a closer up shot of it flying around indoors.
That's wacky.
So here it is with a bit more room. You can see it can move quite fast. Because
you haven't seen wacky. No, you have not seen wacky yet. Wait until you see this.
It looks like he's got two 6S's on there.
Here you go.
So it can in fact rotate on the spot.
Yeah, look at that.
While hovering.
It can roll and go and I guess form in different directions. And it stays in one place as it's rolling. It's just unbelievable.
I don't think my brain could handle that.
I would love to see this drone with a gimbaled camera attached to it. That would be so cool.
Nah, just a stationary camera and have the whole world. A 360 camera.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Now, that would be it. 360 camera would be the perfect addition to that particular drone. I would love that.
Yeah, that's neat, man.
All right. So, next, Verizon Skyward and UPS have developed their drone delivery service. During last year, the three companies worked together to develop and test drone deliveries using the Verizon 4G network. And this particular drone that they've come up with now is going to be using the 5G network. And so this
Skyward
is
invested in creating an aviation development center. You can think of it as an outdoor testing facility for next generational capabilities. 5G ultra-wideband will allow us to manage drones safely and securely and to integrate them into our communities. That technology is like what broadband was for the internet. I'll be able to coordinate fleets of drones remotely to do deliveries, to deliver packages. 5G makes that possible because of the ultra-low latency, the massive capacity and bandwidth, the security and reliability. Those are all critical components to achieving that future vision and doing it in a safe and reliable way. Over the last year, Skyward has been working on proving out the delivery use case for drones. We've been working closely with UPS and their drone delivery program to actually test out and demonstrate connected flights for drone delivery.
Today, you may be ordering a prescription on a mail order pharmacy, which may take 3 to 4 days. Tomorrow, you would order it, and within 30 minutes, it's at your front door.
Really?
That is the future of delivery we're talking
Really? Really there, Skippy?
If your wife changed her hair to that woman's hairdo, would you divorce her?
Dude, bangs are not working for her. Dude. I didn't want to say anything, but holy hell. What is going on? Now, look, it could be a wig. We can't be critical of people we know nothing about.
Good point, Ken. Good point. Thanks for being the voice of reason.
Yes, we can only say that because we ourselves are so perfect. But now, back to drone delivery that will never happen. I've said it before. Read my lips. You won't get your tube socks. It's not going to happen. We're going to have all these work drones inspecting bridges. Yes. Bringing blood samples from hospital to hospital, prescriptions to grandma within cities, but in rural areas, you will never, ever, 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 bleeping ever see drone delivery of tube socks or any other bullshit in our lifetime.
Careful, your mom's in the chat.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. It won't happen. Why? One word. Liability. You're welcome. Now, all this is all this UPS and FedEx. Yeah, we got the drone program. Amazon gonna shoot all that bullshit to you. It's gonna be great. Pew, 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 pew. Oh man, we're living in the future. No, it's all a bunch of posturing by these big companies that don't want to be left behind in the big next wave of something. Trust me, it won't happen. You will be a great grand person before I will be long dead. I tell you what, if it ever happens, please deliver my ashes via drone.
What are they hoping to gain from this? Obviously, they're sinking hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars into this so-called program. What are they hoping to gain by it?
It's all posturing. It's all look at us. We are so ahead of the curve. That's what it is. Because look, if UPS had all this, look, we got a drone truck with a hole in the roof, right? And then FedEx is like, oh, we still have stupid old dumb trucks. Then they would look stupid, right? Think about it. This is all marketing. That's all it is. It will never happen. Oh, I'm gonna have a cardiac. I need to wear defibrillators just all the time. I'm getting upset. It's not gonna happen. So don't worry about that. But in the meantime, they are messing up our regulations and giving us remote ID to try to take away our airspace because of all this.
Don't say it.
That won't happen. Anyway.
All right. Well, needless to say, next in the news.
I need a paper bag to breathe into.
All right. While you're breathing into a paper bag, I'm going to talk about the new partnership with Skypersonic UAV and Fat Shark.
Okay.
These two companies have gotten together to manage to fly a drone from 1,200 miles away with minimal lag. Rotor Riot released a video a few days ago with one of its pilots flying a drone from Florida to Michigan, approximately 1,200 miles. So the pilot is in one state.
This is the first ever flight from Florida to Michigan. This is it. Just a moment. 3, 2, 1, it's yours.
All right. Oh my gosh, I'm flying. I can't believe this is happening right now. What? Oh, okay, it's a little bigger than I thought. So that ball's pretty big, huh? I'm gonna go through the door.
Doing it.
Moving around the forklift. This is so
I can see your racer. You're going fast.
How does the lag feel? Ooh. Yeah, there's some latency. Okay. Yeah.
There's no latency. I mean, you are in Florida.
I can't be upset about a little latency when I'm.
There's some people in the chat saying beyond visual line of sight. No, that doesn't count. Those guys are watching it, and they are the pilots in control actually, and they are just letting Drew Camden here from Rotor Riot fly this around as you would if you're the pilot in control and you have someone standing there next to you that you're letting fly your drone. It's the same thing.
Giant bubble?
Yeah. Stay in the center.
We made it!
Now you get it.
You know what? There's something to this bubble, guys. This bubble's pretty incredible. I can just...
Yeah, because we can bump everywhere. You just have any bump. Do you want to fly inside the offices? Go.
What's happening?
Next 4 people.
And if you want to see the rest, check out Rotor Riot.
Oh, yes.
There you go. That's Drew Camden. By the way, today we're doing 1 second song, all George Michael edition.
Yes.
Doesn't Drew look like George Michael? Does he not? Am I wrong or am I right? Am I right? I'm right?
Yeah, I can see it a little bit in the eyes.
That's Drew on the left, George Michael on the right, right? It's close. Anyway, by the way, I don't think that's the first time someone remotely flew a drone from that distance.
Well, no, there was a service that,
and that service was flythere.com, and here's me 2 years ago. I'm going to give you full control again so that you can go higher or lower if you want. Dude in France flying my drone. It is a disconcerting thing to be watching my drone.
And someone else is flying and
Yeah,
you're holding the controller.
I'm holding the controller. And
10,000 kilometers.
Right, and there's a dude in France flying my drone.
Yeah. Flying your drone is in France.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So, since this is my first time, I have to ask you, how much time did the app say that you had to fly?
I don't know. They didn't say any time.
Okay, well, we're coming up on 8 minutes. You let me know when you're bored. That was a fun day, man. That was a fun day.
Could you have taken control of it if you wanted to?
Yes. At any time.
They have an amazing service, and it's very safe. You know, I thought that what they created there was probably one of the better ways to be able to let the general public use a drone.
Unfortunately, I did check flythere.com, and it says the flights aren't available right now. So I don't know if the company got bought, went under. I don't know what's going on with that, but that sure was fun. I was happy to be involved in it. And not that I'm competing with Drew. He's younger, better looking, better pilot than me, but Alexa, how far is Paris, France from Memphis, Tennessee?
From Memphis, Paris is 4,541.
Boom! I win. Thank you. 1,200 miles. No. Okay.
All right. So the FAA is hoping that a new reminder, along with some really fancy graphics, will result in keeping people from being tempted to fly their drones over stadiums this year at game time, because last year, obviously, we had lots of drone incursions at baseball games, etc. And so they're really trying to put the hammer down on people. They don't want you flying drones at Major League Baseball games, National Football games, NCAA Division I football games, or NASCAR, IndyCar, or any of the Champ Series.
And they're they're keeping people from doing that by hiring a police force. They're going out armed with guns, tasers. They got the laser cannons. What do they got?
No, they've got this wonderful banner that says it's race day.
Oh.
Put your drone away.
A banner. And the banner, the banner is electrified. The banner is electrified, and it's coated with a special material that detects drones.
No.
So it's just a sign.
It's just a sign.
It's a sign. Okay? And
But
everybody
there
knows,
is hope.
everybody knows, anybody that's driven on the interstate knows that we always obey the signs we see from the government. Okay.
Well, there is hope. You know, that there's no specific announcement that you can't fly over monster trucks. So there you go.
Oh.
How about professional wrestling matches?
Ooh.
That again is also not listed in this particular thing, unless, of course, it's in the stadium.
You almost
Now, if that wrestling match happened to be outside, on the other hand,
you almost feel sorry for the FAA sometimes, don't you? They're so lost sometimes. They're like, hey, I can see the meeting. Hey, Bob's got an idea. Keep everybody out of the stadiums. By the way, hear me out. Oh, hey, Bob's edgy. Man, he comes up with great ideas. What do you think about a sign that says don't do it? Woo! Bob, you're a genius. Woo! That's going to stop them dead in their tracks. Well, they just have signs at the border. Don't come into America. Sign. Okay.
Well, and the last news story, I believe, Ken, is something that you were fine enough to bring to us this week.
Oh yes, Kelly, are you a gambling man?
I could tell you my gambling story, but we can talk about it later. I've gambled once in my life, and it was one of the top 5 saddest days of my life.
Go on.
I was going through a horrible divorce. I had $200 to my name. I couldn't pay my rent. My best friend said, man, just give me your $200. We'll go to the boat. There's a gambling boat in the next state up. And said, man, I'll play blackjack. I'll at the very least, double your money. I said, how can I lose? Of course, here's my money. Let's go. So we hop in the car, go to this gambling boat. 10 minutes later, he has lost all my money. All of it. It's gone. Then we make the drive back home, and it was the most quiet drive and saddest, most depressing drive of my life.
Well, you know what?
That's the only time I've ever gambled.
You might have made money had you only bet on the Drone Racing League. Yeah! Where's my Nurks? Gotta have my Nurks. There he is! Yeah! Woo! Yeah, baby!
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll let you bet on anything nowadays, and DRL is the next stage. So there you go.
Yeah, that's cool. You can bet on the Drone Racing League. Very cool.
All right, so this news has been sponsored by Go Professional Cases, GPC, Designed for Life. Be original, be blue. Don't forget discount code TNL10 for a 10% discount on all your online purchases at goprofessionalcases.com.
And now we say goodbye to Jeff. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for stopping
Take
by.
care.
Now get out.
I gotta love that Jeff.